Hey man, what's going on with y'all, man? Welcome to the channel, man. Hopefully everything is straight with everybody. And you know, I got a video we gonna react to, man, and just thank God they didn't keep banning TikTok from the US, man, because it's just, man, I love how I can just go on there and just like, it's just like a different world on TikTok. Like, you know, women openly talk about their dating lives, and just in general, it's so much information you can learn on TikTok. So thank God that, you know what I'm saying, Trump was able to make a deal with him for sure. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into this video, man, and then we're gonna react to it.
You know what I think? The only way it'll work for me and somebody is if I like them more than they like me. Because when somebody likes me more, they overdo it. They blow my phone up and I become uninterested.
Hey, ain't this what I be saying? Haven't I been saying this? Like, have I been saying this like the last year or so? Like, and women love to have this debate, right? But it's coming right out the horse's mouth. This is a, you know what I'm saying? She's a gorgeous woman, right? And she's literally saying that when a dude likes her more, she is disgusted. Because as men, we love hard. So when we like a woman, what do we naturally do? We start blowing her up, wanting to see her all the time because we don't know how to act. Because typically, the more attractive a woman is, typically that guy, you haven't dealt with a woman on that attraction level. So you're putting her on a pedestal, so now you're overdoing it. You're texting too much, you're calling too much, trying to see her all the time. And she don't like that. She want a man that got like a little mystery to him. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Scooby-Doo, one of my favorite cartoons of all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in Scooby-Doo, you know, it was all about solving mysteries. And as soon as they took the mask off and seen who the dude really was, or the person really was, they go on to the next mystery. Women need mystery, they the same way. When they already know what you want, when they already know you're so fascinated with how they look, and they can see that you can't get past the looks, it's over with. Like she said, she's disgusted by that. Crazy.
Interested. But when I like people, I know how to play my role and be cool. Like, I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm not gonna be blowing you down like that. You know, like, I know how to give you your space.
Yeah, I agree with her. I think women naturally, when they like a dude, now, yes, there's gonna be obviously outliers of women who overdo it, men who overdo it. But typically a woman, she knows how to not overdo it, but still kind of pursue you. See, when a man is kind of doing, now, obviously in the beginning, like I say, a man, you're the one that's gonna get the ball rolling. You're gonna have to call or text to set the date, etc., etc. But as soon as she sees that, okay, this guy is interested, she will be the one that's hitting you up. She will be the one sending you good morning texts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let a woman wonder about you. And the fact that she's saying this, it just proves my point. Like, I think I did a video maybe a couple weeks ago, and a woman was basically trying to say that, you know, the guy has to like the women more. I don't agree with that. Because that's when I say, remember, we need to define the word like, because if like means that a person is hitting you up more or calling you, texting you, what does the word like mean to you? That's what we first got to figure out. You know, but like I told y'all, from like the age of 13 to 25, 26, I was chasing women. You know what I'm saying? I was chasing. So the last 5 years I've been doing good. Congratulations to myself. But, you know, majority of my years of my life, I liked the woman more. Therefore, it didn't work. But when I realized, and it's not even about me liking I can like a woman a lot, but nowadays I know how to control myself. Like she said, a lot of dudes don't have grip over that control. So once you like a woman, you start calling her, you start texting her, you start trying to show her you the one, you start trying to prove yourself, you start leading with your money. You know what I'm saying? And not understanding that you're doing all of this because of how she looks, because of how fat that ass is. That's the only reason you're doing that shit.
Like, I'm not gonna overdo it. I'm not gonna be blowing you down like that. You know, like, I know how to give you your space. And I feel like it should be the same.
Because really all she really saying is like, basically what she realizes that when a dude likes her more than she likes him, that he typically overdoes it. What you gotta understand is men, like for me, I've been with women that have been on a certain attraction level. So for me, when I deal with a woman that is a certain attractiveness, maybe she's like an 8 or whatever, at a scale of 1 to 10, she's probably like an 8 or 8.2 or whatever. I know how to act like I've been there because I've been there. So for me, I don't get all Google gaga, start blowing her line up. I don't do none of that. You know what I'm saying? I treat her the same way I would treat a 6.2. You know what I'm saying? You got to treat all women the same, right? Remember, that's what MLK fought for, right? Equal rights, equality. You know what I'm saying? Equality. So we got to, since MLK, you know what I'm saying, fought for equality, we got to fight for equality. We got to be equal. So I'm treating her the same and her the same. I'm not going to put her on a pedestal because her ass is fatter. I'm not doing that shit. I'm about to see who is the best woman for me. I'm going to peel back the layers. That's the trick, man. I'm going to tell y'all, man, the first girl that maybe, I think when I was like 24 or 25, I can't remember how old, maybe 26. I got with the first woman I was really attracted with, and she was also attracted to me, like my first 8. And I remember, like, I think I liked her just as much as she liked me, but except I tried not to show it. This was like my first time, like, really trying to like implement this game. So because I had chased chicks for so long out of my life that I was trying to do something different. So now that a chick that I actually wanted like me, I was like, yeah, I can't screw this up. So I made sure, like, I kind of just like fell back. Instead of doing the thing I wanted to do of calling her all the time, texting her all the time, I just kind of like, I fell back. And I noticed that she would hit me up. She would be like, I miss you. Or like, you want me to come see you tomorrow? Or, you know what I'm saying? And that, keep in mind, this time I was like 25 and she was like 32, 33. And she had a kid or two at the time. And, you know, so there was only so far I was going to go because I was extra young at that time. So I was definitely not going to take her seriously with having kids. Like, y'all know how it is when a chick got a kid, right? Usually, typically, they can hit you with the, oh, my kid is sick, so we got to schedule another time. And you can't be like, oh, that's cap. Because at the end of the day, they got to put their kids first. So you can't really call them out on that because if they kid really sick, then you look like an asshole. And then you can't really prove it. So for me, once I started experiencing that from a woman where she was doing more to see me and I felt the same way, that's when I was like, oh yeah, I gotta change my game. I gotta change my game. So I could like a woman the same way she likes me, but I need to let her be the one initiating. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out a couple times a week, but I need to primarily let her doing the reaching out. That's what I learned from that. And shout out to Coach Corey Wayne because he says the same thing, that the woman should be reaching out primarily, specifically after y'all been interacting for a couple weeks. So I know some of y'all probably like, well, Josh, how do you do this? How do you do this for real in real life? Okay, I'm gonna tell you how, right? When you meet a woman, right, and she looks really good, you're very attracted to her, you gotta hold your horses, right? Take a deep breath, right? But you wanna treat her like you would a 6.2. So what I mean is, if she sets a date with you, cool. You set a date with her. Don't be trying to reach out unnecessarily between the time you set the date and the date. You just go on the date. You know what I'm saying? Now, if she doesn't schedule a time, or she is, oh, I gotta check my schedule, or she's giving you any difficulty, you just simply hit her with like hey, you know what I'm saying? When you figure your schedule out, get back to me. But after you go on a date with her, you know, keep it cool on a date. You know what I'm saying? Don't be too thirsty. You know, don't be too aggressive or too pushy, but don't be too passive and too timid. You see what I'm saying? Have some humor on the date. Once you do that, you invite her back to your spot. If she's not cool with it, cool. Don't go for the kiss. Because remember, you don't want to try to kiss a chick if you're not in a position to take it all the way. So don't do that. Give her a hug, adios, and you kind of see if she hits you up after the next couple days. This is how you got to start it in the beginning. It all starts with the beginning. A lot of dudes mess up in the beginning. We chase her away in the beginning. But within this time, if that's the only chick you're dealing with, you need to be figuring out how you can get another chick. So that way you don't naturally put all your attention onto this one chick. Because typically that's what you do when you're only dealing with one chick. You put all your energy towards that one girl, and then you chase her away. And you meet the next girl, do the same thing. You meet the next girl, do the same thing. How do I know this? Because that's what I did my whole life. So it's about being abundant up here, but being abundant in the physical as well. Having options. Because having options make you less thirsty. So the goal is to attract the women that you're attracted to them, but you're able to compare them. Because if you got a 6 you're dealing with and you got an 8 you're dealing with, most men are naturally gonna go for the 8 because she looks better, but she might be worse for you. So how you solve that is you get 2 chicks who are on the same level, attractive wise, and how you see them. So that way the looks won't be the reason why you pick one over the other, if that makes sense. So that's how you pretty much do it. And if y'all want to know more, man, definitely dive into my Patreon, man. I just put up some new content the other day, man. Tap in with me on Patreon. That link is in the description. If you want one-on-one consultations, or you just want to support the kid, man, $5 memberships over there, man. And guys, that's my video for today, man. I appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always. And until the next time, deuces.